Welcome. Hashtag TheVERSASHOW is part of an entertainment podcast that exercises our freedom of speech. Our conversations, opinions, debate on a certain topic is not to offend anyone in any source. For that being said, enjoy the show. Yo, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening? And welcome to another special edition here on hashtag The Versa Show. And of course, I am your host, the one that you have voted, the GOAT, The Versa. And I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for viewing another special edition here on hashtag The Versa Show. And you should already know to do these three things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Oh, man. Well, listen, maybe on this episode, it won't be a long episode. Who knows? I told my boy Aaron, that was on this show on the first anniversary of hashtag The Versa Show. I asked him, I said, hey, man, you want to come on to the show? So he said he's down. So I'm going to try to give him a call to see what's up. But other than that, I'll try to keep this episode short and sweet. If not, if Aaron's on the line, then it's going to be a really good, great episode here on hashtag The Versa Show. But at the same time, I hope everybody's doing well. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the New York Rangers. Once again, because I'm a New Yorker, so shout out to the New York Rangers. They won the game against the Carolinas, so tied the series. That's what I'm talking about, New York. That's what we need to do, because we not like them little bum Knicks. We ain't like them, okay? We gonna lose a game 7 to the Pacers, which the Pacers about to lose a game 7 to Boston. So come on now, some one of you sports analysts, try to make it make sense to me, please. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen. But I hope everybody's doing well, so let me see. We're going to try and get my boy Aaron a call here. You feel me? So let's see. My boy Aaron's going to answer the phone call. I don't know. If he wants to get into this whole Drake and Kendrick, that's on him. But let's see if we get my boy on the line. See, talking about Boston and Pacers, man. Yo. Aaron, what's happening, my brother?
What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm all right, man. I'm hanging in, just telling the people about Boston and the Pacers and the Mavericks and the Timberwolves,
It's a playoff run this year, man. You don't got none of the super teams in there this year.
No, not at all. And this is interesting when it comes down to Boston, man, because it's like I think they have a big chance, and they're not even a super team. They still kind of like the Golden State in the East.
Yeah, they just working with their pieces, but I really do feel like the Mavs got a little chance to win. They have a stronger core, I could say, and I feel like with their two leading scorers being scorers who could get it on whenever they want, it just makes it a lot better for them, for real, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like I was telling my boy Muhammad. Shout out to Muhammad. Like, he was like, oh, the Pacers has a chance to beat Boston. I was like, man, the Knicks was their opponent. This is going to be a cakewalk for the Celtics, a easy cakewalk for them. And it pretty much is. And I think the game is going on right now on Monday, on Memorial Day. So I think the Celtics is going to close it out in 4. I think so.
Oh, most definitely. Like, when you go game 7 with a rebuilding New York Knicks, it just goes to show you that you're not ready for that spot as yet. Mm-hmm. I feel like the Pacers had a good run this year. They played their heart out. Their leading scorer with Halliburton was doing his thing, but you got to realize that to the playoffs, it's not about just one game, one player, one show-off night. It's multiple nights of being consistent, multiple nights of putting in that time to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it for example, even with the Memphis Timberwolves and the Nuggets, that was a good series, because some nights the Nuggets were looking like the old champions. And then some nights, Anthony Edwards and his crew really showed that it's more than just scoring. It's more than just um, highlights. It's team play. It's team basketball. It's passing the ball around. It's motivating your other scorers, motivating your other players to get the job done. You know?
Oh, absolutely. But with the Nuggets, I was like, I knew the Timberwolves had them because Anthony Edwards, for some reason, had their number. He had the Nuggets number. And now they're struggling with Dallas. I'm like, even though Kyrie Irving is box office, Luka to me is Showtime. So I'm like, this is going to be good for Dallas if they win this one game. This is going to be really good for Dallas. But going up against Boston, man, that's going to be, I don't know.
I think it's going to be an even match, man. Honestly, with Boston, like they got their little 1-2s or whatever the case may be, but for sure, Dallas got something coming. I think they have a very, very much stronger core, and I think there's a lot of leadership in Boston. And they also have a veteran in Kyrie Irving who's been to the championship, who's been down the strip of just playing hard basketball and fighting through adversity, you know?
Yeah.
So it's all levels to it at the end of the day. And I think that if it goes down to the Mavs and Boston, I think the Mavericks in 6, honestly, or the Mavericks in 5.
Against Boston?
Yeah, because let's look at it like last year. Last year, the Boston Celtics had an opportunity to be champions, and they fell short. Jason Tatum choked and didn't show up. I don't know how he's feeling this year. I don't know what he's trying to do, but I do feel like the Mavericks, just since they have Kyrie on the team, who's been a former champion, knows that, like Luka, former champion when he was in the Euro League. It takes a lot, and I think that experience can most definitely override everything. The Boston Celtics never won a chip with this new core that they have. So it's stuff you got to look at. So that's a lot of pressure. I feel like you got to realize there's a lot more pressure when you're just playing in the semifinals. You're in the NBA championship. You and another team, 7 games straight.
No, I agree. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that, especially too. You made a strong point. Kyrie Irving is a champion from 2016. Luka, a champion over at the European League. The Celtics here, they've been to the promised lands against the Golden State Warriors in 2022, fell short in Game 6. But to me, at the same time, I always believe, besides the Utah Jazz in 97, 98, they fell short twice. But I don't think this Boston team is going to fall short twice again. I don't know. Because the way they playing, oh man, they ready for that chip, man. So
to look at, you just got to look at it from the right perspective. I think that's going to be a very good series for sure. I think it's going to be something that's going to be worth a while. I think what is the count for the Mavs and the Thunders? 3-0, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. With the Timberwolves, I don't know what they're going to do. And I don't know if, they still have a fighting chance. I know they got that dog in them. We have seen them come back from crazier deficits. So, you don't know. But most definitely, that's just coming through victorious. I feel in that series versus the Celtics. And I think that's going to go, like I said, Mavericks in 5.
Okay. All right, Aaron got Mavericks in 5. For me, man, I really do want to pick the Mavericks. The same way I wanted the Knicks to win against the Pacers, but I was like, man, this is not looking good for the Knicks, and they fell short. But the truth for me, man, I'm gonna have to go with Boston and probably 6. Boston is 6, man, because.
And why is that though? Why is that?
Boston, to me, and I just said this to my boy Muhammad, from the beginning of the season, Boston was on a mission, and they really want Golden State to go back to the finals because they want that revenge. But since Golden State didn't even make it to the playoffs, Boston's like, okay, well, we got to eliminate that, and we have to go for that championship. And I felt like since the beginning of the seasons, Jalen and
Tatum?
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, those guys was like, yo, listen, we got to get that Larry O'Brien trophy. We got to get it right now. Otherwise, it's going to be too late for us again. That's what I feel like, you know, like that's my belief why Boston's going to win. You know,
I understand. I see what you're saying. Like there's that dog in them, but like I'm saying, I feel like the Mavericks, like I said, it's all about veterancy, right? And it's all about experience. Who's been there? Kyrie got his championship when the Cavs were down 3-1. So imagine being on a playoff team against one of the best teams in the NBA with your 5 or your 12-man roster, 13-man roster, and being able to come back and being on that level, being on that team at that level, I think is something that not a lot of players will ever get to experience.
Yeah.
So I think that level of experience can be displayed through practice, can be displayed through, let's say they get a 1-game loss. Kyrie could be the motivation. Like, I've been here before.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff like this before.
Right.
And that level of motivation, you're not going to take advice from somebody that ain't experienced your pain or is not experiencing what you're doing.
Right.
The Celtics ain't never been close, have been close to where making it to the finals, but they haven't been close to becoming victorious. So there's nobody on that team who has experience. So now let's say they go down 2-1. That level of, remember, that's just something that you got to think about until your next game, until you play. The intensity is a lot higher. You have a lot of eyes on you. Sometimes, you fall short.
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, I'm like, also too, like, I still feel like the Mavericks could do it. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, I'm just looking at the Celtics as like these guys are really hungry because they want that revenge from the Golden State Warriors back in 2022. So they really want that trophy. You know what I'm saying? But Mavs, I think too, Mavs, they have a shot. They got a chance. But let's see, man. I mean, Kyrie Irving to the finals for the very first time in his career without LeBron James. This is amazing. Amazing for Kyrie Irving. And this is what I'm talking about from Kyrie Irving. This is the Kyrie Irving we all expect him to be. This championship caliber point guard. So this is great for Kyrie Irving. Listen, Aaron, I also kind of want to switch gears here a little bit. I want to get your take on Diddy, if you don't mind, because we all seen the video on him abusing Cassie. When you was on this show, we was talking about relationships and everything else and so forth. What was your reaction on that video when you seen it?
I think I took it as looking up to Diddy and just how he was just a powerhouse as a mogul, a businessman, a man who was just determined to get it by any means necessary. It kind of brings down that mindset of like, is this somebody you want to follow? Is this somebody that you want to, look up to? At the end of the day, these people have a lot of power in being role models to the youth. And his story wasn't no regular story. He came up from the gutters like everybody else. So him coming up the way he did, it inspired me. But to find out that the situation with Cassie, I can't speak for everything else, but the situation with Cassie, it's just sad. Like, no man should ever feel entitled, no matter how you feel, to put your hands on a woman and make her feel less than herself.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're supposed to be able to cater and nurture, and that's what Cassie was one of the baddest in that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like for you to be doing something like that, and you got to realize you got kids of your own, bro. You got your mom. You love your mom dearly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're around most of the women in the industry. Like, these are people that look up to you, bro. You can't be doing shit like that, bro. And that shit kind of hurt. It kind of had me away. Like, it had kind of like, damn, like, how, like, this is what power does to people. Like, power makes you feel entitled, a level of entitlement that shouldn't be felt from nobody.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And then what was your reaction on his apology video?
I feel like, when somebody get catch and now it's like, since he's just so big, like, he's literally been on the news so much that it's like, I feel like he just said that to give a level of reassurance to the world, but that's something that should have been taken care of before it even got out here. You understand what I mean? And not just saying sorry and just trying to gaslight, but generally meaning it. The same way you had that level of emotion put onto the camera to step in front of the camera and discuss those things. It's the same way you should have, kept it P and talked to her or resolve your issues before it gets out to the media. Because now this shit is never gonna die. No matter if he somehow beats this case or beats whatever the situation he got going on, it's always gonna live with him. That image is going to linger.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? In my previous episode, I said that a man should apologize for his responsibility on any source of his actions. But one thing that I noticed when I went back to the video was that he haven't even apologized to Cassie or the accusers. He's having more sexual assault case saying that, some girl said that he drugged her. And I was just like, listen, I don't know who his Diddy lawyer is or who Diddy's hanging around with, but somebody needs to tell Diddy I'm sorry, but you're going to have to stay at this crib. You can't be seen or heard until, legal actions starts to happen.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think my fault to cut you off, but I really do think that his team has to really dig deep, work something out, because it would be different if it was just one person. It's numerous amounts of people saying negative things about you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I can't speak on things because I was never there, but all I know is just on a level of just the facts or whatever. It's numerous amount of people that have information on you and your lifestyle and have said negative things about you. So it's like after a while, it's like when everything comes to shove, the evidence is in the pudding at the end of the day. So his lawyers and his team is gonna have to protect his assets, protect himself.
Yeah.
Move certain things around, because if he is to go down, he got to make sure that his family shit. He still got 2 daughters out here in the street, in the world. He got a family out here. He got his sons. So his actions matter, and it just sucks. Like I said, it just sucks that all this stuff has came out about him. Because when I was younger, I looked up to him. I looked up to just how he got to the money, and I feel like that's inspiration. Coming up from New York, and you don't get a lot of role models like that. That was just straight get into it. A dog. Willing to do by any means necessary, but to find this stuff is just like, damn.
Yeah.
Was I entertained by the mirage?
But you're absolutely right, because it's like, even like, like with me with Vince, I looked up to Vince as like a business person, and I'm like, man, I want to follow this guy. But now with this whole sex scandals, it's like, when someone asks me, like, how did you get your business mindset? If I say the word Vince McMahon, then I have to exclude the part where, without the whole sex thing, without the hush money, I have to say that now. And it's like, it's a bad rep, It's like, why can't we have mentors where we can say, hey, like Barack Obama so far, we can look at him as a good mentor. But when we looked at Diddy as a mentor, it's like, nah, we don't symbolize this. We don't represent this. Like, this is bad. And and I also said this too on a previous episode. I was like, look, if a woman makes a man mad, man, just let her walk away. And
it's not worth it, bro.
It ain't worth it. I mean, men need to start seeing women's worth, because these women now, they lower when they, to me, I feel like they really lower themselves. Certain ones, not all.
I don't even think it's for that deepness. I just think at the end of the day, if a woman could make your mood, no person should ever make your mood change. To me, no person should ever make you feel like control if you feel happy, feel sad. So once you start to get that level of like she's controlling how you feel, or somebody exclude them, release yourself from that tension, because at the end of the day, that's not benefiting you. And I feel like with him, I just think it's a level of, with him, in his situation, I could only imagine a man of power. He had so much influence. I think he had to live by a level of respect, but being feared and being respected is 2 different things. And I think he'd rather be feared than respected.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's okay. It's multiple ways you could look at it. Like, I was watching the Raising Kanan, and 50 Cent had an excerpt where they was asking, would you rather be feared or would you rather be respected? And Kanan had a great response. If I could have picked up the response right now, I would tell you he had a great response to that. But being feared doesn't mean they really respect you. At the end of the day,
Right.
they just know that their life is at threat, so they rather just subdue to protect themselves than just overrule or overstep.
Yeah. That phrase also remind me of Drink Champs, when they ask the questions, and one of the infamous questions that I know that they ask is would you rather be loved or respected? And most
Mm-hmm.
most of them says respected and some says love, but if that question was asked to me, I would 100% would be respected. If I had to be feared or respected, I would look at respect, because fear to me, I would look at like drug dealers, like the Gazelda Blancos, the Frank
Mm-hmm.
Lucas, the Al Capones, the John Gotti's. So I feel like even though they want the respect personally, but I think overall they rather be feared than have the respect, because they feel like the fear comes with the respect.
Um,
You know.
with being feared is just like they know that, like, if I know, for example, if you know that somebody don't kill you if you talk to them back, you wouldn't talk back. But if you respect somebody, you know, like, I bet I know that this person is deserve my respect, so I wouldn't even overstep or make that person feel a level of threat. You
Yeah.
understand? And that's how it should go. I mean, Diddy already had the power. You know what I'm saying? He had the power. He had the name.
Yeah.
He had the power. He had the name. So,
Now it's all in shame.
yep.
Man. But anyway, listen, Aaron, do you have any more words you want to say?
Um, I mean, for right now, I just hope the best for him and his family. I just hope the best for all the people that, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, for all the people that I said something in regard to that, to him and his situation. I just hope that the truth comes out, and whatever the ruling is, it gets done. It sucks to say, but if you look at it, all the idols or everybody that has some level of influence on the industry or just in people's lives is starting to go down. So you just got to really look back and be like, are these people that have been put into the position really worth looking up to and being catering to their life and worried about their life?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those things. So you got to look at stuff like that and look at the perspective. It's like everybody in the spotlight, like, should they deserve our respect? Because at the end of the day, these people are just the same people. They just got a few more things.
Yeah.
Or they just signed a few more contracts that you just haven't had access to.
Right.
These people ain't no special with us. They got the same 24 hours with us. All they do is they get their money. Once they get their money, they start delegating work to everybody and creating more wealth for themselves, creating more notoriety, creating more publicity. So,
yeah.
So it's all the perspective of how you look at it, man. Like I said, I do send out my condolences to their families, victims.
Right. You're absolutely right. So, but Aaron, I appreciate you for calling. I appreciate you answer the phone, my brother. Thank you so much, my brother.
Anytime, man.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say to the people?
To stay black, blessed, beautiful, stay awesome, stay amazing. We're going through some dark days now. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Just stay consistent. I think a lot of people they get to a point where they get stagnant because they don't see no results. Just stay consistent. Everything comes at its own time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Oh man, I love it, brother. I love it. Listen, you got to come back to this show, man. Like I said too, anytime you want to call up as well too, you're welcome to call up. But you got to come back to the show. Also too, I was trying to get into stock and investments and whatnot. So, if you want to come by, hopefully we could talk about, trying to make some good money, proper money.
No,
yeah. So I'm trying to get this. Yeah, I'm trying to get this guy. His name is Jimmy, but I have to call him up too. He's an investor. I got to call him up to see if I could bring him on, and then you'll be on the show as well too, and we could learn about some stocks and some trades and stuff like that. So for the people out there, yeah.
Yeah, financial literacy is one of the biggest things that is not taught in the academic system, and I feel like the reason for that is to just keep people under. You know, the less we know, the more we do, the less we do. The more we know, the more we'll do. I feel like if you can give a legit way to make more money and have somebody guide you through that, most definitely everything will be profitable and more people will create. There'll be more producers than consumers. But unless that is taught, unless people seek that information out, you will never know. You will still forever live as a consumer in the world of producers. But that's all I got to say for tonight. It was a pleasure coming on the show. Thank you to everybody listening. Stay blessed. Stay awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
night.
Yes, sir. Good night, my brother.
All right.
All right. Shout out to Aaron, my brother Aaron. Thank you so much. So, and you know what? And to piggyback on that, on what he said as well too, you know, he's absolutely correct. 100% right. When it comes down to what we was taught in school, you know, and what we should do. I won't say with our lives, but it's like a mixture of that. Jimmy as well. Like I said, I'm trying to have him on the show. If not, I will try to have a call in with Jimmy on the show. But he's an investor, and he's starting to learn more about being like more like a Warren Buffett, you know. So me and him, we talked it out. You know, we was like, hey, you know, let's see what we could do to make money and stuff. And he even said it himself, which Aaron also applied as well, that he learned that in school they wasn't teaching him what he's learning about, man. So I could invest in this and I could make out of that, and I could do this and do that. And all those are just really business trades, right? So, and I'm learning as well too. And it's very interesting, you know, the EFS, you know, and dividends. So, you know, I'm learning about dividends. So I'm going to try to get these investors as well. And shout out to my boy, Al. Shout out to Al. He's a real estater. He also trying to get me into real estate as well. So, and I'm thinking about doing real estate as well. It's an interesting concept, but, I'm trying to get these investors. I'm trying to get these real estaters, you know, I'm trying to get these business guys on this show so it can help you guys out to make money and also better, you know, your taxes as well. You know, hopefully you guys don't owe taxes to the IRS. But other than that, you know, we're going to try to help you guys on this show to make good, proper money, you know. So, and that's what I'm all about, is making really good, decent money. And it's not about just sitting down and not doing the work, but it's just trying to make a better livelihood for your life, for yourself, you know, to really go out and enjoy yourself, you know. But being all said that, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Versus final word. Versus final word is real simple and real easy. So to take everything up into making money, business, and choices and decisions and opportunities, I just want to say is, in life, make sure that the decisions that you make in life is proper and correct in business choice. Now, I just want to say this in all facts and all truly, okay? Don't be like some of these suckers or these fakes out here trying to impress somebody when really they don't even got it like that. One thing that I learned from these investors, and even Vlad, he just recently had an investor on there. I forgot his name. I'm so sorry, but they call him Streets. You know, they call him Streets in LA. But he was in prison for 27 years, and he became a investor. Like, he knew stocks, he knew real estate, he did penny investments, penny trades. So, you know, he used to sell like those Post-its, you know, for envelopes, you know, stamps. So he used to sell stamps when he was in prison and made a lot of money off of it. So you guys gotta make good decisions in life and walk by faith when it comes to your livelihood, okay? If you want to work an 8-hour job, 10-hour job, 12-hour job, that's on you. But if you really want to make good and easy money, then let's start our studies, okay? Because one thing that I learned is that poor people spends money, rich people, well, wealthy people makes money, okay? So all those suckers, all those fakes, let's stop with all the notion and let's be who we are. Let's save our money. Let's manage our money. Let's invest in our money. And let's grow our money. All right? I'm not going to say, of course, none of my personal business, but once upon a time, the Versa was broke. He was broke. Now, I'm happy. I'm happy. I couldn't even buy an ice cream. But now, I could. So happy, that learning about money and saving money and what you have now is like, damn, I could actually do that right now. That's crazy. And also, too, I want to also add as well, too, well, first of all, happy Memorial Day, because it's Monday that I'm recording this episode. And once again, shout out to Aaron. And I also want to give a big, huge, huge shout out to my kids, to Marcus, Taylor, Harmony, and Andre. Their birthdays was just previous. This is on May 27th. This is being recorded. And my son's birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday, son. Happy birthday, Harmony. Happy birthday, Taylor. Happy birthday, Marcus. So, and it's crazy. I have 3 kids that are May babies. And they're like, literally like not that far apart on birthdays. And I have one kid that's a late April. So if he was in May, then it was crazy. All 4 of my kids would be born in May, but 3 of my kids is born in May, and the oldest was born in late April. But I want to give a big huge shout out, and I love you from the bottom of my heart. I miss you kids from the bottom of my heart. Just know that your cool dad is the Versa, and your cool dad has a podcast and an album and photography and whatnot. And just know that your father has all of this for you guys, all of this. So anytime that you guys want to step in and do a podcast, anytime you guys want to cut a record, anytime you guys want to have a nice good video shoot or a photo, your dad got you. I built this for you guys. All of this. It's not the best, but just know that I'm doing everything that I can to grow Vintage Era Productions for you kids, because I love you so much. And if it wasn't for you kids being on my mind, like I said on previous episodes, this would never happen. But I used it for energy, and I used it to be like, yo, instead of your dad is a 8-hour job guy, your father also is an entertainer, and a pretty cool one too. So happy birthday to all 4 of my kids once again. And I love you. I miss you. We will reunite once again. I believe in my God in that. And I can't wait until we reunite. And you guys are going to see how the Versa, especially the generation of Versa, is going to kick ass in the entertainment business. I love you, kids. Happy birthday. Stay young, my young children. Stay young. Especially you, Harmony. Stay young, okay? Don't be out here being like some of these stupid women out here, okay? Harmony, you are a very knowledgeable woman. You take no shit from nobody. You will run this company, and you will take this company to a whole new level, a brand new era. Harmony, you was made for this shit. So I know once you get older and you figure yourself out on what you was made to do on this earth, your purpose, trust me, the whole world will honor Harmony. Anyway, little message for Harmalea. my daughter. So can't believe she's 5, man. I remember when she was like, thank you. Mwah. So how she is now, I don't know. But let's just hope that she's calm, cool, and collected. And just like her name, Harmony. Because love, peace, and harmony. Oh, man. What a beautiful heavenly life. And for that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching another episode here on #TheVersasHow. And you make sure you do these 3 things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. Sorry, I had to burp. Oh my God. When you have gas and shit, ugh. But anyway, I want to give a huge shout out to Aaron once again. Aaron, I thank you so much for being part of the show, man. And I hope you'll come by to the show. And also, too, I want to give a shout out to Muhammad. I want to give a shout out to DJ Leon Nation. I want to give a shout out to Yanni Levy. I want to give a shout out to Dave Darlington, Mike Hansman, Jimmy, Arlette. I want to give a shout out to Crystal with the green eyes. She hasn't called me, but hey, she knows what I do, so she knows what I'm about. But big huge shout out to her and her sister Christine as well, Sharon, my cousin, her husband Ralph, my uncle Calvin, my aunt Norma, everybody. I want to give a big huge shout out to everybody. And of course, I want to give a big huge shout out to you viewers as well too. And I thank you for subscribing. I thank you for viewing #TheVersasHow, because you already know what this is. It's the best podcast around, and I am the Versa. And I see you guys on another episode here on #TheVersasHow. And I gotta leave you with peace into the Middle East. Productions. What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? I thank you for watching the latest episode on #TheVersasHow. For more new episodes, you make sure that you like, subscribe, and you press that bell for more new episodes. And if you have any questions to ask, to get my intake, my answer on this show, make sure that you add me on Instagram @TheVersa. And also, too, can't forget to follow, too, so press that button as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching. Until next time, #TheVersasHow, the best podcast around.